Welcome to the Pull Up. I'm your host, George Guy. This is the first episode of the Pull Up. The Pull Up, where we believe that everybody likes to pull up on their dreams and how they make it happen. We're going to be able to stimulate your mind, and hopefully, by the end of the show, you believe in your dreams and make them happen. So we're going to be talking to folks, normal folks in the community that are making it happen. Some people are making it happen regionally, locally, also nationally. But wherever they are, we want to meet them where they're at. So hopefully they can stimulate you so you can pull up on your dreams. So on today, this is the first show. So I said, why not interview the owner and operator of our Neutral Voices? And James Scott is going to be our first guest today. I call him Jay. And we're going to have a little fun today. This is the first show. I said, if we're going to kick this off, I want to kick it off with my brother. He's a visionary, a leader in the community. So we're going to try to get to know him. As I said, by the end of the show, we want to make sure that we're inspiring people. If we're not inspiring you, if we're not stimulating you, we're not doing our job. So we're going to have a little fun, though. You'll see throughout this, and we're going to get to know some folks. But we want you to relax, sit back, have some fun, and get to know some folks that are really doing some big things. So James is going to be our first guest, James Scott. And, James is someone who's a visionary. And before we talk about our Neutral Voices, I think it's important because I think we were talking. I said, I think it's important for people to get to know folks so they can identify. There could be some folks out there that, young people particularly, that could be like, that's something I want to do. And so the person in me, the servant leader in me wants to be able to do that. So James, before we came into our Neutral Voices, of course, I know I call you a social entrepreneur. How did you get here? And let's start from the beginning and walk us through how you got to the point of our Neutral Voices.
So first thing I'll tell anybody to do, man, is stop, drop, and roll. And make sure you want to take this journey, right? Because there's a lot of commitment, there's a lot of sacrifice. You see a lot of people enjoying life, you're at work, putting the hours in. If anybody said it is easy to get somewhere successful or easy to get to a place of where you can influence and hold people accountable and also earn the trust of the people around you, that's something that you earn. And I think your work ethic speaks louder than anything you could say in life. So what does your work ethic reflect in life?
Absolutely.
When people look at you, right? So grew up in Fort Wayne. Yeah, actually grew up here, man, in this area, the South Side.
Sure.
So I grew up in what we call the projects, the squares.
We got that alike. See, I knew we had a lot in common. I'm from the projects
From
too.
the projects,
So, okay, let's go.
Definitely. So growing up, man, in a single household, it was 5 of us, 5 siblings. I'm the middle child. And it's something, man, when your mom or your dad speaks into your life, my mom would always, and she still does today, there's a statement that she gives. And she'll always look at me and she'd be like, boy, where you come from? You know what I mean? Because when we were coming up, if something was broken in the house, I would be I want to fix it. If there was something else going on in the house, they was leaving the house, they would always pull me to the side and keep an eye on the house. At the age of 10, you get a paper route, you see mom struggling. What's your instinct as a young man? A boy at the time. Let me get a job.
Okay.
So I can help mom pay the bills. So I think God gives all of us a sense of direction, even when we're young. You don't know where you're going to land at. You don't know how it's going to end up. But always having a heart to want to help your mom, your neighbor, your brother, your sister, whatever that is, which leads us to being an entrepreneur, right? So in this same quadrant, man, to be able to open up a business and start to serve your community, been in business for 20 years, so I got to see generations, see kids grow up to have kids and listen to stories of families and the struggles, good times, bad times, all of that good stuff. So hearing about the deaths, the suicides, and watching us as a black community begin to go backwards rather than, I would assume, the growth of forwardness.
No doubt.
I could remember a time, man, when in this city, on this side of town that they call a food desert, that they call obsolete for anything that we would call a strong black, something that would give us that enrichment to say that we're on our way to wherever that space is God would have us to be at, right? Today that I know of right now, I'm the only black-owned cell phone business in the city, right? To my knowledge. I'm the only black-owned men's clothing store, to my knowledge,
Okay.
when it comes to the dressy apparel, right?
Okay.
We used to own restaurants.
In this area, you're talking
in this
about
area,
Southeast.
bro, we had
No
it.
doubt.
Gas stations, restaurants, corner stores. If you wanted to go to a tavern and have you a drink, it was all black owned. On this corner, on that corner over there. If you wanted to go to a nice nightclub, we had it here. Like, and today, everything I just mentioned to you, economically, some things I just don't understand, nor do I get. So you ask how we get to our neutral voices. Something in me compelled from seeing the lack of. And mind you, there's a lot of moving things in our community that black people are doing. So we're not stagnant, but something's confusing, man, as to why the rubber's not meeting the road.
Right.
So 5 years ago, we just had our 5th year anniversary with Our Neutral Voices. So Our Neutral Voices was born out of wanting to learn, one, firsthand, why are we kind of like still when it comes to growth and ownership and taking ownership of the lack of in our community. And I can honestly say as a black man that, bro, I think we have become more damaging to us as a community than any outside influence.
Right.
From what I've learned in the last 5 years. Jealousy, hate, not wanting to work together. Any excuse I can to not hook up with you, my brother. Who said me and you can't sit down and want to do some economic investing in our community? Who said we can't do that? Why don't we?
Right. Now, I want to go back to something, though, because I think that people have to understand, you talked about something and you went over it, how economically the community looked different. Socially, it looked different, right? I want you to go back to that James as a boy and how that inspired you. You know what I mean? Because I think there are people out there that are going to be like you. And they're going to look at you and they're going to see you as the first, the only, right? And they're going to know what kind of person was you for you to follow that path to get there. So talk to us about James as a young guy here from the squares and growing up and going to school. And what kind of person was you in terms of how you were inspired to become the person that you became, and how idealistic you became as well?
Man, I could sum that up in one sentence. All of the struggle that I saw then, I wanted to make it a positive. Like, just reality, that's how I looked at it. Illustration in my house, my mom never really, I can't remember to this day the words "I love you." You know what I mean? So I had a choice to make. As I grew up, the things that I saw, either I could repeat those things or I could make a choice to do what? Give what you may have wanted or felt should have been there. Right? So James as a boy, and even today, I could look at anything that's negative and in my mind, it's all good. And even as a child, that's the way I looked at things. Like, to be in the house with your mom and the lights cut off, and it's all good. It's just for a moment. To wake up in the morning, and you know how roaches are, man, when it's dark.
You talk about roaches on the pull-up. Here we go.
We're going to keep it real, right? You said fun, right?
Hey, we're going to keep it a buck.
Fun
Let's go.
and real, right?
Let's go.
So you wake up in the morning, man, and you see the roaches running across the floor.
As soon as you turn the light off.
And you look at it and be like, hey, bro, they part of the family. They trying to survive too, right? So, man, I think it's mindset. And how do you absorb what's around you? So even as a young boy, man, I would take what I would see on the tail end after we had shortly got out of segregation and still being young, and hearing the undertones of our older people about the segregation and the white folks and the black folks. And I mean, I use it all for juice.
No doubt.
Good juice, positive juice. So to me, man, mindset is everything. Even as a young boy, in my mind, it was being productive. When the fellas I'm hanging out with, most profound story in my life, bro. Mm-hmm. The fellas I grew up with, we on our way to Bunch Elementary to play ball.
Okay.
And this one particular day, they stopped. We probably 20 yards from the basketball court, and they go to the side and they pull a bottle out. I'm oblivious, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they start handing the bottle around.
Bottle. Was it a 40? Was it a quart? What was it?
Not
to say that. I mean, I know those.
It was
about
that big.
Okay, it was about that big. Okay. I don't know what those things are, but
it's
yeah,
like
okay,
that.
yeah.
And when they start drinking, man, I looked at them,
Uh-huh.
and this is how powerful choices are to us.
Sure.
And I knew I did not want to indulge in that. So I made the choice to get on my bike at that time and leave that circle.
Mm-hmm.
And I began to go play ball in a different space. And that was the last time I hung out with them dudes.
That's a pull-up moment.
Mm.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because in that moment, you made a decision.
Correct.
Young, you could have followed that, and no telling where that would have been. Our neutral voices wouldn't be here, all the things that you've done. And I want folks to really understand that. We call it a pull-up moment because you pivot, you made another different decision. You pulled up on the court, said, this is what we came for, this is what I'm going to do. And that little thing, you're talking about Bunchy Elementary, I can imagine 10, 11, 12 years old, and you made that decision. Now, I'm going to have you back, and we're going to talk about those other cats that was with you. That's another, we got to build on that. But keep going, I'm sorry, brother.
Oh, no, you're good. And so not to let the story linger, I think, man, it's mindset, choices. I'm definitely want to give that back to God, too, though, bro, because I know for a fact that, man, it's because of his goodness that I am who I am. I could tell you any story I want to, but to be made in his image the way he wanted me to be. So you ask about how our Neutral Voices was started. You ask why you have the heart for the people you have. That's something that's God-given, like the skill sets, the know-how, the passion, the love. And, man, how you talk to people, how you treat people. You can't fake that. You just can't. People know when you're sincere and when you love them. That leaves the heart, touches the heart. And, man, I just thank God for the gifts that he's given. You know, that I could share with people, that I could love on people. Man, I've given so much. Like, my profit margins are cutting probably 30%.
Sure.
Because you love on your people in the midst of their poverty.
Right.
Quietly. I don't say that to brag or but it's just reality. Because if your hands are like this, man, then you just, them blessings that keep coming in, right? Because you're open-handed, you're open-hearted, and you're open-minded, man. And you're willing to do the work. So I hope that answers your question.
No, that definitely did. Again, I think that the pull-up part about that is, because that's what I've constantly seen since I've been here, and we talk about this. I've been for 13 years. I met you my first year. I constantly see you doing something, man. It's something new, something different, recreating something, doing something different. But it's for the community. And again, that's why I thought it would be important to have you here when we talk about pull-up, man, because you're the essence of that. And the story you just gave in terms of your journey is important because that's how it starts. Now, our Neutral Voices. Come on.
Our Neutral Voices is a not-for-profit, started in 2020. It's built on the foundation of 5 pillars: spirituality, mental, physical health, education with performing arts attached to that. Then we have financial literacy, economic development, and we have sports on the back end of that. That allows us, our concept is a holistic wraparound thing, right? So let's just say you got you, your wife, and a couple kids, and cousins, Tito, everybody staying at your house, about 10 of y'all. And so you're going through things, and you need to be loved on. If it's a spiritual thing, a physical thing, a mental thing, a education issue. So our thesis is, man, connecting people to people and people to resources. If you understand that concept, that simple statement is so profound. It simply means that in that space, you're able to build community, period. People to people, we're building relationships. People to resources, we're allowing them, we ain't giving you no handout, it's a hand up, so that you can get whatever you need to begin to thrive in life. Our core values, 3 core values: God first, consistency, and transparency. Dealing with poverty and everything in our area, I truly believe, man, that a trust factor could be one of the most damaging things when you're trying to do good. The people that you're looking to serve and come alongside to support need to trust you. So we stand on those 3 core values. So Our Neutral Voice has been a new baby in the community, man. Our only objective is to find good, like-minded organizations that we could collaborate with, and then also to be a leader, man, and just making things happen. Like, we don't have to be the leader, but just part of the leadership.
Okay.
Because one can't do it. It's going to take us. Man, and I would love to see us as Black people take ownership of us and not be saying, like, food desert. I get it, but do we have to say it? Let's just fix it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Words matter.
Bro.
Yeah, words matter.
Yeah. That's a pull-up moment.
Man, listen, that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, food desert. Look at that word. So we talking about food, then you talking about desert. What does that do to your psyche?
My God.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the media, there's way more good in our community than bad. But we're beat up by the media. Have been beat up for so long. Shooting on the South Side.
Right.
Killing on the South Side. What's wrong with them?
So when you talk about, so you're taking it on your own hands. So this is why the media space is created,
Boom.
right? So we can control the narrative
You
and
got
the
it.
messaging,
You got it.
right? Going back to the childhood, right? You, in terms of making those decisions and understand that there are young people out there that make good decisions like that all the time.
Yes, sir.
We just got to be able to tell those stories.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Right. So talk about the media aspect of it and the importance of it in terms of Our Neutral Voices.
You said it all. Just being able to control your narrative as best you can. Give good media, give good information, transparency, have fun while you're doing it. But at the same time, you're building a business. So the objective is for someday this to help with sustainability for the not-for-profit of Our Neutral Voices. So just kind of thinking ahead.
Okay.
So we're in the final steps, man, monopolizing this, if you would call it that, where we monetize it. So across several different platforms, we'll be pulling that switch right after the beginning of the year. So we're getting to the point where we're going to have sponsors start sponsoring every show. We're currently doing probably like 22 sets a month. That's aggressive, but it's for a reason.
Okay.
Because if I got 22 spots where I can get 22 sponsors to sponsor an episode at $1,500 a month, let's just be transparent about. I mean, it adds up. It's numbers. You make the numbers make sense. Our videography, photography, we do all of that stuff. We do it well. So we're beginning to start an advertising campaign that we'll be launching real soon, advertising to the community that we'll be providing videography services, photography services, advertising, helping people with their marketing, branding. So the media company, one, we have the platform aspect of it to serve the community, but also we're turning it into a business where we can capitalize on the opportunities in the platform that we created to begin to make money to help with sustainability for other things that we want to do to serve the community.
Those shows, because obviously, you know, we're partnering the Pull Up. There's going to be people from across the country, hopefully, that are going to be catching on to this. Just a little bit, what shows and what platforms are those shows on right now before you turn the switch on the beginning of the year so people can watch? What are you using?
Well, we're using your standard platforms, your social platforms. Of course, YouTube, man, is just that thing on earth that everybody tapping into. So, and on our website, man, we'll be creating a special channel directly out of our website. So we'll be piping everything that we do live right through that.
Okay.
And there's so many tools now that you could utilize to send things wherever you want them to go. So I thank God for us being techie. We're all about the AI stuff. So encouraging everybody on this earth,
right.
if you ain't figured it out.
If one thing James don't talk about, he going to talk about AI.
Technology.
Every conversation I have with him, he's talking about technology. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So pretty much any platform, man, that's popular and doing things that people typically use every day. We'll be touching them.
Good. So now I want to touch on a couple of the areas that you talk about with Nutri Voices. The spirituality. Talk a little bit about that.
Man, you about to mess me up in this joint. This is a pull-up moment, y'all. I hope y'all catching on to that. Spirituality, right? Spirituality is everything to me. The name of our cell phone store in the front is TGFM. TGFM. Thank God for mobile. The name of our men's clothing store is His House.
Okay.
God, His house. We give it all back to Him. It's His house, man. He's just letting us use it
100%.
for a little while, right? So grew up in church, man. Always had a lovely relationship with God. Quiet, peaceful. Don't make a lot of noise. Love music. That's my woo side.
Okay.
So in the evenings when I get done, I got a guitar pretty much everywhere.
So you play music.
Yeah.
That's a pull-up moment.
That's a pull-up
Don't
moment.
get it twisted. We like the folks to explore their artistry. Okay? That's definitely pull-up. Now, talk about that. Now, we can't let that go because there's a lot of people out there when we talk about art. That's my, I want the next generation, because when we came up, that wasn't cool to do band, right?
True.
You know, you didn't want to carry that around the hallway and then be an athlete because you're going to get clowned
Correct.
sometimes. And some people like me, we gave into that. My mom wanted me to play the flute. I kept saying I dropped it or whatever. And I regret that to this day. So there's young people out there right now, man. Talk a little bit about that in terms of that music piece of you and all that.
Music is so powerful. The touch of an instrument, I don't care what it is, whatever your passion, if you want to play drums, keys, any string instrument, you could have the most frustrating day, like literally, like nothing went right. People was just all in bad. Everybody you touched was just rah. Man, and you pick that axe up, plug it in, you hear your amp go, that sound right there, right?
Okay.
Man, and when you strum that first note, close your eyes, doc. Man, that don't matter, bruh. You just unplugged.
Right.
Music can move. You speak Chinese. I don't know nothing about Chinese. But I promise you, if I plug up and I start doing, I'm giving it to you, what you gonna do? Yeah.
That's right.
That's how powerful music is.
Right.
I think every child should be introduced to an instrument.
Absolutely.
Like literally. It gives them that vetting space, but it also gives them something to acquire their attention.
Right.
And their passion, to direct that stuff. Man, music is a lifesaver for me. Yeah, like literally, I'll say that anywhere, bruh. Like to get an acoustic out and play it quietly, or get my bass guitar out, man, and jam to a song. Or yeah, my dad, man. Let me tell you this. My dad was a singer, and so I followed my dad around for like 29 years, man. If he needed a drummer, I became his drummer. If he needed a bass player, that's what I became. Okay, singer quit, I got you, Dad. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, but I was introduced to it at a young age.
Right.
Yeah, been in the corner watching my dad and them record their LPs. I got something hanging on the wall up front right now.
Okay.
Man, that stuff is priceless. So what we do as parents, and our kids see it, we're absorbing that. If it's good, if it's bad, if you're a cursing parent, 9 times out of 10, your child gonna become a
Cursing person themselves, right?
like literally.
That's right.
So I strongly encourage parents and everybody, man, if you can, find a way to get your kids into positive things and support them in those positive things. And man, we need to help us.
Right.
Yeah, and I think music is a very instrumental, could be a very instrument.
I found that interesting that you mentioned music as a part of that spiritual. When you talked about spirituality, you mentioned that and how important that is. So I think that when we think about spirituality, a lot of times we think about religion, right? As opposed to thinking about the things that touch our spirit and what makes us. And so I find that interesting. It says a lot about you. So you have the spirituality pillar. And I know you have a lot of things going on spiritually. Now, you collaborating with local churches, and how are you doing that with the mental health thing? I know that you're doing all that, so talk about that.
You want to talk about the local church, or you want to talk about the mental health?
We're gonna wait for another time to talk about the local church. But,
Okay.
But you are collaborating with local pastors, right? And are you doing some of that work?
Yeah,
now?
we're blessed to have. This city has a lot of beautiful pastors, man. A lot of good pastors, and we are, yes. To answer your question, definitely yes. We got Pastor Curry, Pastor Cliff. We got Pastor Riley. We got Pastor Fred Morris, Annie Davis, Isaac Davis. Young lady, the pastor, she's a Bishop Crystal Thomas.
Okay.
She comes around a lot, does a lot of things. It's just quite a few of them that come through. They actually have it's called the Truth of the Matter podcast. It's a spiritual platform, and they get together twice a month, and they bring a lot of guest pastors in and people from the community, and just love on people. And it's a beautiful space. So I'm thankful for the relationship with the church and the pastors.
Are you conferences, and are you doing daily conferences, spiritual conferences? I know you're doing some workshops or something like that. Talk a little bit about that too in that space.
So across all of the pillars from Our Neutral Voices, we do workshops for each one of them.
Absolutely.
So if it's a workshop, if it's a seminar, if it's a conference, whatever it is, and we do that for the simple fact that we want to be engaging with the community.
And you're not waiting for nobody.
No.
You doing it.
Yes. Yeah, we're hands-on.
You ain't waiting for permission. You doing it.
Correct.
Pull up. It's a pull-up moment.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing, man, is just having a good team. Like our team is phenomenal. We have a nice size team, but to see people work because they love their community and they just want to give back, and you call them, talk to them about the assignment, and bro, they all over it, and then to be just a leader that's hands on, like you're not finna fold chairs and put chairs up, and I'm not doing it. I'm gonna go take the garbage out. There's certain different aspects of leadership. And when you see a leader, it don't take you long to understand what sector that they're in.
Right.
Some have overcome the labor part, but then there are those that will still do the grassroots and touching. And wherever you choose to be as a leader, that's your choice. But man, I thank God for my humility, and I want to work alongside my brothers every step of the way. You're not finna carry your equipment in, and I don't help you carry your equipment in. You're not finna tear down, and I don't come help you tear down. So with our workshops, man, we work together, we work collectively, and we do a lot, so we don't try to put a lot on one group of people.
No doubt.
So for every pillar, there's a spiritual director, there's a mental health director. So we got directors across each pillar, right? And each director has a team. And then our executive team, our admin team will come in and help every space, right?
Team.
Teamwork. To lighten the load. And a lot of people say, man, you can't do a whole lot at once. I disagree with that. If you sit down and make it make sense and get the right people that you need, you can get a whole lot done. But you just don't wear people out by trying to make them do everything. And so that's how Our Neutral Voices moves, and definitely workshops, grassroots.
So the teamwork is a good segue into the final pillar, which is sports. Sports is cool to me because I competed in sports. I was a coach for a long time. I believe in what sports bring in terms of character for kids. And I'm going to say this to the kids out there. You don't have to be a professional to get all you can out of sports. In fact, most of the lessons you get will be in that journey all the way up through high school when it comes to sports. It's another pull-up. Now, why is that important?
Sports are, man, you want to talk about discipline, working in a system, listening to people give order, instruction, and humbling you to abide by the rules within the system that you're playing, whatever sport that is in. If you could get in a system of sports, man, and have good coaching, coaching is nothing but mentorship to develop the young mind. And in that space, that's why parents, I got this camera right here, right? Parents, musicianship and sportsmanship, you would never go wrong. Your kids got choices to have. They got a choice to play baseball, football, track, but they don't get a choice to do nothing. They get a choice to play the bass, the guitar, sing, whatever it is. So with performing arts, we're starting a whole platform where they could do all of that. When it comes to sports, we're starting a sports hub. It's called ASAP. Academic, Sports, and Physiology. One nutshell, bro. In that hub, you want to talk about some good coaches, some good mentorship, some good structure.
Okay.
And you know what? It's all surrounded by God. We're going to pray together. We're going to worship together. And we're going to go win some games together. Then the choir going to come over and sing some halftime songs and play some music. So you're talking about building community back, culture back. And that's the stuff that we want to see happening in our community.
Brother, you pulled up today. You know what I mean? You
To
made
the
it happen
pull
on the
up.
first. Yeah, you
To the pull up.
This, I don't think there's going to be a show like this. Seriously, man. I think this is why I wanted to have you as the first guest on purpose, because I think your story, your vision, what you've been able to do is really what Pull Up is all about. You know what I mean? It's about dreaming. It's about following your dreams. It's about being yourself, following and trusting yourself. About family. It's about community. It's about all that. So tell me, you know, because folks are trying to rush us off right now, but tell us.
Oh, that's what y'all doing over there, holding signs and stuff up?
Tell us what's next for Neutral Voices, and then I got one more question after that. But tell us what's next for Neutral Voices. What can they look forward to see? And I got one more question after that.
I definitely, man, look for us to continue to grow, continue to be present. We're in a beautiful space right now. God has just blessed. We weathered the storm, and I've been in business now for 25 years, bro. Like literally.
Pull Up, 25 years.
And
awesome.
I've been blessed to know when the season
We're done.
of harvest is. And everything that God has allowed us to develop and create, we're in a season of harvest time. So the work and the foundations that have been laid are solid. And so the development and the building ahead is just righteous. So look for us in 2026 to totally, truly unveil our Neutral Voices to the community, right?
Okay.
So we got a forecast. It's a 20-year forecast.
All right.
And that forecast is solid as a rock, according to what God has given, right? And it's just the great works that we look to do in the community, the collaborations that we look to develop, the relationships that we look to yield so that we can work with true people, man, with like-minded visions and missions. So the Our Neutral Voices part is just going to be beautiful. Workshops, seminars. We got new curriculums that we have written. One thing that we've created, man, is a 5-book series that works across all of our platforms. And this literature, man, simply the entire concept of literature is the escape from the system.
Okay.
And it actually outlines across each pillar, man, the successful patterns that you need to implement in your life to actually develop yourself, where you can have sustainability as you move forward in life. Beautiful stuff. We've been working on it for a few months. We got some outside people coming in to help with that. So 2026, man, we'll definitely be releasing that as part of everything that we roll out. So it's just a beautiful time ahead.
Yeah, that's what's up. Now, when we talk about Pull Up, bro, this is the music's part. Okay, this is when we have a little fun.
Gotcha.
Every good servant leader, every good entrepreneur, every good community person must have a song that they pull up to. Right now, what would be the song that you would pull up to? What would be your music, that song that you would pull up to? And I know it changes, but what is it this week for Mr. Scott?
Yeah, you heard the song, man. God will do what he said he'll do. You heard the song? So the powerful words in that song, God will do what he said he'd do. He'll never leave you alone. Period. Most profound words right there. He'll never leave you alone. Like, period. In your good times, in your bad times, when you know you're doing wrong. And then when you get done doing your wrong deed, and then your conscience begin to poke you.
The Holy Spirit.
That's just God letting you know, hey, I didn't leave you. I was there.
That's right.
But you're okay, and we can get through this. So even when I look at our community, man, like one word I could leave us with tonight on the pull-up is God. I never leave you alone.
There you have it. My man, James Scott. James, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, brother, and I'm looking forward to our partnership. Thanks for pulling up. Folks, you heard it. Listen, James Scott, owner, operator of Our Neutral Voices, all the things that he's doing in the community. Where can they find Our Neutral Voices at?
Website, www.ourneutralvoices.org, or you can go to the media aspect, which is www.neutralvoicesmediagroup.com.
All right. All right, folks, thanks for pulling up with us. Obviously, like I said, James Scott, our first guest. Look for us next time. We're going to have a bunch of cool people on here. We're going to talk to folks that are locally, nationally, whatever. We're going to meet folks where they're at because we believe in the pull-up, right? We believe in pulling up and just having a conversation. We believe in stimulating you. We believe in making our community stand up, every piece of it. So we'll see you next time on the pull-up.